in Washington, and that's why we saw Asia trading lower and some pressure on European opening calls. David Costa is dean at the Robert Kennedy College, and he joins us now from Zurich. And still with us is our guest host, George Bubaras. David, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So let's kick off with Italy. Now, in the notes you sent through to me, you said Italy benefits from several competitive advantages. I know that you're Italian, but I trust that you're not just saying that because of your nationality. Now, I wonder about Italy. You know, we heard about the tax deductibility for loan losses. That, to me, just seems like an accounting trick. We still don't know how Italy is going to fund the abolition of the property tax. To me, not all is well in Italy as it is getting ready to submit the budget to the European Commission tomorrow.
Good morning. Yeah, I do agree that the things in Italy are not that clear yet. For example, some of the budget cuts are simply a move of real estate to another state entity, which will then reverse it to the market. So we are still far away from finding a solution to all the Italian problems. What I was more commenting on is that, for example, in terms of unemployment, we are better off than some other countries in the periphery, like, for example, Spain, notably. So I think there are some competitive advantages that Italy can play on. Notably now they want to try to reduce the payroll taxes to try to make Italy more competitive in terms of employment. But yes, there is still a lot to do in Italy, and certainly a long way to recovery.
What's the best way to play that? Do you want to go long Italian equities, sovereign bonds? How do you want to build your exposure?
Well, at the moment, I think Italians' equities had pretty much a good run, and the same is available for bonds. So the markets are pretty much very high at the moment. So I will really try to be selective and look at very specific opportunities. For example, in terms of bank, there are some limited opportunities for those banks that already have a very, very strong capital position. So it's really a peaker market more than just going a broad market.
So David, George here, so taking that theme further, UniCredit and just you diversify financials and insurance companies in Italy, they've done a lot of restructuring. They're still behind getting on top of their regulatory obligations. Where do you see this part of the cycle, the improvement and the opportunity for 2014 with the financials out of Italy?
Well, I think the financial already started a big improvement, particularly the big financial in Italy. So I don't expect major surprises there. However, there are still a lot of improvements to be done. We have to wait what is going to be the stress test next year when we have a single regulator. So that really requires a lot of carefulness in terms of banks, in terms of financial in general, and having really to look at the balance sheet a bit deeper, because what we see on the surface is not what it is maybe in the reality.
David, we're going to be heading out to Luxembourg in just a minute. My colleague Julia is going to be watching any signs of how Europe is going to be dealing with any bank losses that will become apparent as part of the bank stress test next year. How do you think they're going to be tackling it?
Well, I think it depends a lot on the methodology. It depends what type of assessment will be carried on. But overall, I don't see a lot of surprises because there is quite a lot of time to be prepared for that. So I think that will be very positive overall. I don't expect major surprises because we are starting to think now about something that will happen next year. Certainly, that's very positive.
Yeah, but I just wonder if we're going to be able to trust those stress tests, because the first two rounds of stress tests clearly weren't that indicative of the bank's health. But David, unfortunately, this is all we've got time for this morning. Thank you so much for your help this morning. David Costa of Robert Kennedy College. EU